Hello, Cohort M. This is Cassandra Barlow here, and I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to watch my video where I am comparing a lateral organizational design to Duval County Public Schools ESE Job Development Services. What are lateral process designs? It is information and decision processing that coordinates activities spread out across different organizational units, providing mechanisms for decentralizing general management decisions. In short, lateral processing recreates the organization in microcosms throughout the entire agency, managing the work in smaller, manageable, bite-sized pieces, so to speak, all throughout your agency. As you can see here in my diagram, there are 5 types of lateral processes as shown here. The first one is voluntary and informal groups. The next is e-coordination. Internet and social technologies have linked previously independent departments, now making it easier to perform more work in a shorter period of time. Then there are formal groups, which range from simple to multi-dimensional and hierarchical. Then integrator, which is the full-time by roles or departments, and then matrix organizations. I'm going to briefly show you the organizational chart of Duval County Public Schools, of which we are not going to spend any large amount of time on, because what I've chosen to do is compare the individual department that I work for, which is transition services, to a lateral model. What are transitional services? It's a coordinated set of activities for students with a disability designed to be a results-oriented process focused on improving the academic and functional achievement of students with disabilities. I serve as an ESE job developer, and that's Exceptional Student Education Job Developer for students with special needs. What we do is facilitate employment training workshops for autistic and intellectually delayed students, develop community-based vocational educational workshops, assist with the creation of student resumes, mock interviews, and filling out employment applications, and coordinate community services for special needs students. And some of the agencies that we connect students with is Vocational Rehabilitation, Agency for Persons with Disabilities, as well as Project 10, and then local transportation companies, anything that it takes for the student to be successful as they move on in life. We are considered a lateral structured employer, or our positions are laterally structured within the agencies. We are customer centric. We invest in cross-functional teams for new products or services. We customize services for best total solutions. We create teams. We build relationships to help manage projects and solutions. We're also simple group structures, where this structure focuses on workflows to gain speed and to re-engineer processes. Our team controls most of the factors that influence its performance throughout the agency. By developing these teams, we can also better manage the outcome of the services that we offer. There are 3 job developers in Duval County. The other 2 work at schools that are 100% special needs students. I, on the other hand, work for 3 different schools, and kind of in a school within a school concept. The first school I work with is Ed White High. There's 1 lead teacher. There's myself. There are 8 classroom teachers, 4 job coaches, and we manage 6 work sites. There are approximately 85 intellectually delayed students at that school, and 60% of my work schedule is performed with this school. I also work with Westside High School. There are 2 lead teachers. There's myself, 1 job developer, 7 classroom teachers, 3 job coaches that I work directly with, helping to manage their work with the autistic students that we take out to 7 job sites. There are approximately 110 autistic students enrolled at Westside High. Then there's Inglewood High School. There are 2 lead teachers here as well. There's myself, and there are 2 job coaches, and 8 teachers. There are 4 work sites that we take the students out to, and there are approximately 95 autistic students. I work 1 day a week at these 2 schools and 3 days a week at Ed White High. By taking the leadership role with all job development and skills, it gives me the opportunity to work with community agencies where I meet with local vendors, I recruit prospective employers, conduct student training on soft skills needed for interviews and for job success. I also visit and monitor the students. And in this leadership role, I also discuss student performance with site supervisors. At the end of the year, I conduct end of the year site reviews at the places of employment, and I talk with teachers about their input for the best practices for moving the student forward and making sure that they are in positions of success. Some of the benefits of the leadership roles that we choose. There are several reasons that leaders can take a more active role in the lateral process. The first would be leaders can be more hands-on in helping to resolve conflicts. Leaders may, in fact, become aware of issues before it even appears to be an issue at the lower levels of the organization, and also leaders can make informed decisions. There are a lot of positive outcomes when you employ lateral processes. 2 that I've listed here is that a lateral process is shaped by management to fit in with other initiatives, resources, and priorities, and management can set priorities and align them with the company's mission. Also, it's important to understand that with your lateral processes, no matter what organization you work for, all groups are subject to the same design. You have your basis, which is your function, your product, your market. All organizations have something that they do. Then there's the charter. You must consider your scope and your mission. And then there's staffing. All agencies must consider who is the best person for this job, and you have to come up with your processes of how you will select that staff. Then there's a conflict. If you are in your business for the long haul, you're going to need to consider how you're going to manage the inevitable differences and points of views that will come up. Then there should be rewards, and then there's the selection of your leaders. And then also, how do you decide which of the 5 lateral functions that you will choose? How do you know if you need to use voluntary or informal groups? How do you know if you need to lean towards formal groups or matrix organizations? Well, the strategic priority of the organization will dictate which of those you can use, and any of them can be used at various times. And then also the difficulty of implementing the strategy will also dictate. In conclusion, I'd like to say that organizations can differentiate themselves by improving and enhancing their customer-centric models. This is an effective way for public schools with low budgets to improve educational outcome, enhance student services, and motivate staffers. Effective leaders truly empower people. James chapter 2 and 18 says, "But someone will say, 'You have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works.'" One of my strongest personal mottos is, "May the work I do speak for me." If you work so hard and you have positive outcomes, no one will ever have to wonder what you're doing. So work hard and let your work speak for you without you ever having to say a word. I have included my references for your convenience. Thank you so very much and have a great day.